The screaming stopped at exactly 2:17 p.m. The honey collector's family waited at the edge of the Sundarbans mangrove forest, listening. They knew. When the sounds from deep in the swamp went silent, it meant the tiger had finished. Another victim added to a death toll that stretches back centuries. Another family that would never recover what was taken. Between 1950 and 2019, scientists documented 5,440 attacks by large carnivores worldwide. Big cats like tigers and lions launched the deadliest attacks, with 65% proving fatal, compared to 49% for wolves and just 9% for bears. That 65% fatality rate means something brutal. When a big cat attacks a human, odds are that human dies. Not injured, not mauled, dead. Because these predators evolved to kill animals larger and stronger than us. And once they learn that humans are easier prey than buffalo or deer, the killing accelerates. The stories that follow are not entertainment. They are documentation of what happens when apex predators and humans collide, when territorial boundaries disappear, when prey animals vanish, when desperation, injury, or learned behavior turns a majestic animal into a killer that specifically targets human beings. The Champawat tiger. 436 confirmed human deaths. She holds the record. No other single animal in recorded history has killed more humans. The Champawat tigress, a Bengal tiger, killed over 436 people in Nepal and India in the early 20th century. That's not a typo. 436 confirmed human deaths by one animal. The tigress began her killing spree in Nepal, terrorizing villages in the Himalayan foothills. Local hunters tried to stop her. They failed. The Nepalese army deployed soldiers. They also failed. Eventually, the government effectively exiled the problem by driving the tiger across the border into India. In the Champawat region of northern India, the killing accelerated. Villages emptied, work stopped, people refused to enter the forests, markets closed at dusk. Anyone caught outside after dark was considered dead. What made this tiger so deadly wasn't just aggression, it was intelligence. She learned human patterns. She ambushed people during the day. She broke into homes. She pulled victims from crowded areas. Witnesses described her moving through villages in broad daylight, completely unafraid. The killing only stopped when British hunter Jim Corbett tracked and shot the tigress in 1907. When he examined her body, he found the reason for her man-eating behavior. Her upper and lower canine teeth on the right side of her jaw were broken, likely from a gunshot wound years earlier. She couldn't hunt normal prey. Humans were softer, easier. 436 deaths, one animal, 7 years of terror across 2 countries. That's the benchmark, and it's not the only case. The Tsavo man-eaters, terror on the railroad. In 1898, construction of the Kenya-Uganda Railway ground to a halt in the Tsavo region, not because of engineering problems, because 2 male lions were systematically hunting and killing the workers. The Tsavo man-eaters killed railway workers between March and December 1898. Estimates vary. Some sources claim as high as 135 deaths. More recent studies suggest the figure is closer to 35. Either way, the lions were deliberately targeting humans as prey. The attacks followed a pattern. The lions struck at night. They dragged victims from their tents. Workers built thorn barriers. The lions jumped over them. They lit fires. The lions attacked anyway. Construction slowed, then stopped entirely as workers refused to stay. Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson, the British engineer overseeing construction, spent months hunting the lions. He built traps. They avoided them. He set up platforms. The lions circled around. He sat in trees for hours, waiting. The lions hunted elsewhere. Finally, Patterson shot the first lion in December 1898. The second fell days later. When he measured them, he found they were larger than normal lions, but not exceptionally so. What made them deadly wasn't size, it was their learned behavior. Humans were food. Patterson's book, The Man-Eaters of Tsavo, became a bestseller. The lions' bodies were sold to the Field Museum in Chicago, where they remain on display. But for the families of the dead workers, mostly Indian laborers brought to build the railway, there were no books or museums, just empty spaces at dinner tables. The Sundarbans, where tigers still hunt humans. Unlike the Champawat tiger or the Tsavo man-eaters, the Sundarbans killings aren't history, they're happening right now. The Sundarbans, a vast mangrove forest shared between India and Bangladesh, is home to the world's largest population of Bengal tigers. It's also one of the most densely populated regions on Earth. And in this swampy, forested delta, tigers regularly kill humans. Vincenzo Pentoriani, an ecologist who studied large carnivore attacks, stated, "In most of the villages of the Sundarbans mangrove area, every family has lost one member because of a tiger attack." Read that again. Every family, one member, dead. Colonial-era records from the mid-1800s claim that tigers in the Sundarbans used to kill around 700 people a year. Modern estimates are lower, but still horrifying. Fishermen, honey collectors, and woodcutters enter the forest for their livelihoods. Some never come back. The Sundarbans tigers are unique. Unlike tigers in other regions that typically avoid humans, these cats actively hunt people. Scientists believe the behavior developed because the mangrove environment makes traditional prey scarce and difficult to hunt. Humans in small boats or walking alone are easier targets. Authorities have tried everything: electrified mannequins to shock tigers that attack, masks worn on the back of heads so tigers can't ambush from behind, restricted access zones. Nothing works permanently. The tigers adapt. The killing continues. Leopard attacks, the silent killers. If tigers are the most deadly big cat, leopards are the most dangerous. Because they live everywhere, in forests, in mountains, in cities. Himachal Pradesh State in India reported 30 lethal and 287 non-lethal leopard attacks per year between 2004 and 2015. That's one state, over 12 years. 317 people killed, nearly 3,000 injured. In Mumbai, India, leopards living in Sanjay Gandhi National Park attacked 25 people in 2002. Mumbai is a megacity with millions of people. The leopards don't care. They hunt in residential areas. They pull children from homes. They drag victims into the darkness and vanish. Leopards have a 38% hunting success rate, one of the highest among big cats. They're ambush predators, silent, patient, deadly. Unlike lions, which announce their presence with roars, leopards kill without warning. The Panar leopard, another of Jim Corbett's targets, killed over 400 people in the early 1900s before Corbett finally shot it. Like the Champawat tiger, This leopard had learned that humans were easy prey, and once that lesson is learned, it's passed to the next generation. Cubs watch mothers hunt humans. They learn the technique. The cycle continues. Lion attacks, when prides turn predatory. Between 1990 and 2005, lions attacked and killed 563 people in Tanzania alone. There were considerably more deaths than injuries, which means when lions attack humans, they attack to kill. Estimates suggest 200 to 250 lion attacks on humans occur annually worldwide. Most happen when lions feel threatened or when prey is scarce. But some lions develop a specific taste for human flesh. In 2023, a pride of lions in Tanzania killed at least 6 people near Ngorongoro Conservation Area before rangers shot them. In 2019, a lion killed 3 people in Ethiopia's Amhara region in a single week. In South Africa's Kruger National Park, lions have killed hikers, poachers, and park rangers. What makes lion attacks particularly terrifying is the pride dynamic. A single lion is dangerous. A pride hunting together is unstoppable. They coordinate, they surround, they attack from multiple directions. There's no escape. Scientists note that not all carnivores are created equal. Individual animals develop their own hunting strategies. Some lions become man-eaters. Others avoid humans entirely. The difference often comes down to a single experience, one successful kill that teaches the lion that humans are viable prey. Captive big cat attacks, when the cage opens. Wild big cats kill for survival. Captive big cats kill for different reasons, and the results are just as deadly. Between 2000 and 2018, researchers documented hundreds of big cat safety incidents in the United States alone. Tigers comprised 47.6% of incidents, followed by cougars at 21.6% and lions at 13.7%. In zoological facilities, over half of incidents were attacks, and 2/3 resulted in injury or death. On June 16, 2021, a tiger named Jasper escaped his enclosure at Seaview Predator Park in South Africa. He killed David Solomon, his keeper of 15 years, the man who raised him from a cub. Then Jasper broke into another cage and killed a younger male tiger. On August 7, 2021, photographer Jessica Leidols was posing inside an animal enclosure in Germany when a 16-year-old leopard named Troya sunk its teeth into her head. She survived with gashes across her face and skull. On March 5, 2019, 33-year-old Mikhail Prasek was mauled to death by a lion he had raised from a cub. His father found his body locked inside the lion's cage. The lion was shot dead by police. The pattern repeats. Keepers killed by animals they trusted. Trainers mauled during performances. Photographers attacked during photo shoots. The message is clear. Captivity doesn't tame these animals, it just delays the inevitable. Why attacks happen. Understanding the triggers. Big cats don't attack humans because they're evil. They attack for specific, predictable reasons. First, habitat loss pushes predators into closer proximity with humans. As forests shrink, tigers, leopards, and lions are forced into agricultural areas and villages. Encounters increase, conflicts multiply. Second, prey scarcity drives predators to seek alternative food sources. When deer, antelope, and wild pigs disappear due to poaching or habitat destruction, big cats turn to livestock, and from livestock to humans is a small step. Third, injury or age makes hunting normal prey impossible. The Champawat tiger had broken teeth. Many man-eating leopards are found to have injuries that prevent them from hunting agile prey. Humans move slowly. We don't have claws or horns. We're easy targets. Fourth, learned behavior perpetuates the cycle. Once a big cat successfully kills a human, it remembers. The technique works. The prey is easy, so it repeats. And if it survives long enough, it teaches its cubs. The study published in PLOS Biology found that attacks have increased over time, particularly in lower-income countries where humans and predators live in closer proximity. Farmers, herders, honey collectors, fishermen, people doing daily work in areas where big cats hunt. Recent attacks, the terror continues. In March 2024, a mountain lion attack in California made headlines as the state's first fatal attack in 2 decades. In February 2021, a leopard in Chad roamed into a primary school, injuring 4 children and their teacher. It then entered an army colonel's house, injuring 5 more people. In May 2021, circus tigers in China escaped their enclosure and fatally mauled their handler. Police shot both tigers dead. It was China's second such incident in 3 days. These aren't isolated incidents, they're part of a pattern. As human populations expand into wilderness areas, encounters multiply. As prey animals decline, big cats adapt. As climate change alters habitats, predators shift their ranges. The attacks will continue, because the underlying causes, habitat loss, prey depletion, human encroachment, aren't being solved. They're accelerating. What this means for the future. Big cat attacks are rare. Pet dogs, bees, and snakes kill far more people annually than large carnivores. The risk is statistically low. But that's cold comfort to the families in the Sundarbans, to the railway workers at Savo, to the villages terrorized by the Champawat tiger. Because when a big cat attack happens, the result is usually death, not injury, death. The 65% fatality rate for big cat attacks tells a brutal truth. These animals evolved to kill. Their jaws can crush skulls. Their claws can disembowel with a single swipe. Their hunting techniques have been perfected over millions of years. When they decide to hunt humans, we are completely outmatched. Conservation efforts are critical. Tigers, lions, and leopards are endangered species. Their populations are declining. Habitat protection, anti-poaching measures, and human-wildlife conflict management are essential. But we also can't ignore the human cost. Real people die. Real families are destroyed. Real communities live in terror. Finding balance between protecting endangered predators and protecting vulnerable human populations is one of the great challenges of modern conservation. The attacks documented here aren't just statistics, they're tragedies. Each death represents a family member who never came home, a child who grew up without a parent, a community that lost a provider. And as long as humans and big cats share territory, the killing will continue, because we are, at the end of the day, just another prey species, slower than deer, softer than buffalo, easier to kill than almost anything else a tiger, lion, or leopard might hunt. The most horrific big cat attacks ever recorded share a common thread. They happened because predators and humans collided in spaces where neither should have to compromise survival. But in a world with shrinking wilderness and expanding human populations, those collisions are inevitable. The question isn't whether attacks will continue. They will. The question is whether we can find ways to coexist that don't require either species to go extinct. Let us know in the comments section, should human communities be relocated to protect both people and predators? What responsibility do we have to preserve big cat populations despite the risk? How can conservation balance human safety with species survival? If you want more deep dives into wildlife, nature, and the sometimes brutal reality of the natural world, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Thanks for reading. Until next time, stay informed, stay respectful of nature, and remember that we share this planet with predators that have been perfecting their craft for millions of years.